Hello, my name is Chadley and welcome back to another episode of Baltic Crusaders in EU4, and in previous episode we grabbed Novgorod over here. We didn't actually take any more lands, and we can't start coring it quite yet because it's rather expensive and it's already going to be part of state. So there is that. We're getting rather close to our governing capacity actually. That's going to be a problem. Ooh, I presume? No, the conversion of Luki is still out of question. Now, when do we get the first technology increase in that? It's going to be tech level 8. Okay, I suppose I'm willing to pay off to get more base tax. Now, we did get the Renaissance. We did humiliate a rival. Renaissance is not embraced everywhere yet in our lands, but... Ooh, who's Muscovy fighting? Oh. Novgorod, of course you are. Ah, no, you don't need to walk through my lands. I got 14 years to pay off the loans that we have. Now we could probably put down some of these forts. Volgas has insulted us. That is a bold move. Start coring Novgorod. Because that should increase our income a fair bit. And we already have 28% in Novgorod. What about Baltic Sea? We got 49. I mean, we could use the map mode here to see a lot of the so yeah, 49. We got. Actually, are we? Oh, right, we're pulling trade from there. Alright then. Yeah, I suppose we'll take the Diplotech. Saves us a little bit points, and well, doesn't really save us points technically, but it will give us some bonuses later on. Okay, so we're still getting a decent bit of income. It's going to be the Estonia separate soon. Although we can actually just do this. Not worry about them for a while. Once those have gone down to 0, then we can start drilling the army. Of course, we're going to switch away from this guard general here. I don't want him to die because plus 10% infantry combat ability plus the 6 shock is just amazing. Well, we can actually speed to speed 4 right now because there's not that much going on. We could technically fight Poland, but fighting Hungary as well doesn't really sound like a good idea. Lithuania, of course, doesn't have a choice in that matter. They will join or they will join. Now, to be fair, we managed to make sure that Denmark hasn't expanded too much over here. Norway has lost the islands there. We still got Faroe Islands. Oh, we're going to be the first one to get that next idea there. Excellent. Yearly army tradition. How big of an army tradition do we have? 51. That's not bad. Not bad at all. We could increase our army again at some point. Okay, we can now switch to... I think we want to switch to Jodi, actually. Start drilling the army, please. Of course, that is our current ruler. Not particularly great ruler, to be fair, although the morale of armies is very good. Advisor curse is not... Well, actually, the bonuses are not that bad. Just the raw points, not all that great. Claim this now. Okay, so apparently Sweden's trying to claim our lands as well. Yeah, they will probably annex all of Novgorod. How big of an army does Muscovy have, actually? 34,000 men, okay. Let me pay off another loan real quick. We're down to... oh, 700, right, because we did take a lot of loans to impress the institution. But that did allow us to not get the corruption anymore. Administrating an empire. So, okay, that's more fair. So we haven't gotten any new goods yet for trade. Or for production, rather. Oh man, that army is having a problem. Because I'm not letting them walk through my lands, so that's gonna get stat wiped. Yeah, the train, river crossing... And... No, it wasn't a stack wipe. Well, it will be now. Oh, Muscovy actually has some cannons. Maybe we should get some as well. I mean, it's going to cost us a fair bit. We only have 12 years to pay off all the loans, or burghers will be unhappy. Although, speaking of burghers... Okay, development cost -5, morale of armies +10, or, well, 10%, or year prestige. I'm gonna take the morale of armies. We're gonna be fighting a lot in this game. The higher morale that we have, the better. Also, now we can get some of the professionalism back. Conversions are not really on the table right now. Ooh, reform design is already rather high. Denmark is the courier controller. Do we... Okay, we got 12% chance of becoming the courier controller next. Not that there's much we can do about anything, really, but... Uh-oh. Poland declared war, of course they did. Right, did we get any... Oh, Bohemia, Brandenburg, Dithmarschen and Lübeck are helping us, so the numbers are about even right now. Also, I think what I'm going to do is I am going to... Wait, why doesn't it allow me to recruit the... There we go. That's fairly hefty maintenance per month. I'm going to put one of those there. Okay, over here. Slow down. And Poland is going to be sorry because this Brandenburg... Brandenburg is decent. It's not quite as good as it used to be in fighting early on. It doesn't have the Prussian ideas anymore. And then Bohemia does have the... Actually, was it? Oh, they're no longer Hussite, the Catholic again. Did they get rid of the Hussites then? Technically, there's some in Poznan, but... fair enough. But yeah, we'll have 17,000 men army. We got plenty of manpower this time. We got some... Oh man. Novgorod is two province minor now. Muscovy is rather large though. If Muscovy declares war on me now, that's going to be very bad news. I'll wait for the... They announce me as a rival, so they might. Luckily, Bohemia and Brandenburg will be sieging down the western parts here. Especially if we can get to the woods there. Ooh. Now the question is my 17,000 men good enough to beat down as many of them? They got Tech 7 as well, so we don't have the advantage as large anymore. We do have the Guard Generals though. We could technically get the mercenaries again, but that would cost a lot. How bad would the upkeep be on the independent army? Is rather large now. It was the Free Company that we used before, but that is now smaller. Independent Cossacks, ooh. Alright, that's the maintenance. The Free Company would only be 2 ducat maintenance, but that's only 5,000 extra men. Grand Company would be 5 ducats per month. Upkeep. They would have a cannon for sieging and stuff. Alright then. I'm assuming that we don't have a huge amount of defenders in Königsberg. Right, well, let's get the Grand Company. 11,000 men is probably good enough. Did we have any good generals to attach there, actually? But we do need to... 4 shock or 2 siege. Let's take the one with 2 siege, with a lot of maneuver so it can move around quickly. I mean, that is our current ruler. The enemy is... Oh, Brandenburg is around here. Are they gonna go... Ooh, they decided to attack that. They're going to Alsersberg. Just waiting for the cannon there. I'm going to move my army south and hopefully I can beat them down in Riga or something. It's been a rather successful place to fight them before. Yeah, losing Königsberg is pretty bad. Oh right, they drove my fleet away a long time ago. I'll just go there. Okay, they are moving south. Dithmarschen is bringing in troops. Is Lübeck in this war? They are. They haven't brought in troops yet, by the looks of it. But we now got the cannons. Let's get over here. We can attach to that. Or this army can attach there. Well, the enemy is certainly seizing down a lot of lands, but let's attach that. Start moving south. We need to pick up a nice fight that we can potentially win. I mean, they have a lot of armies there right now. It's not making my life easy. Austria has been elected. Oh, are they going to... They might be going to Poznan, or they might be going to Brandenburg. My allies do have a fair bit of armies there, but what happened to the Brandenburg army? Did they get stacked by... Possibly. We actually send this fleet there, and I'm going to split these two up for the time being to DC some of this land here. Yeah, they're going to Brandenburg first. Well, if they stack their army that high... Ooh, Lübeck has Protestant Reformation. Well, I'm not going to convert. And I'm far enough so that it shouldn't be affecting my lands all that much. See who actually converts and who doesn't. Get a core on Novgorod, excellent. We're losing a lot of cash right now. Oh, Lübeck army is getting stack wiped there most likely. Oh, I don't know, Bohemia might get there in time. No, they're not going even there. Right, let's move you to Memel. Actually, go to Königsberg. This can siege down Memel. Because you've got 2 siege pips and cannons and blockade there, so it shouldn't be too bad. And they don't have full garrison there yet. If we had waited, they would have had bigger garrison, so it would be a bit more difficult. But yeah, with my 28... Ooh. Let's have a look. Has there been any battles? There's only been the one battle, so Brandenburg armies have not been stacked well. It's still there. With Dithmarschen. They're gone to seize Prague. Renewed alone, I'm not surprised by that. But yeah, this war, it's going to be costly again. But this time, there's not going to be much left of Poland. Can I get there before they siege down that well, I don't know. Oh, yeah, they just broke the siege. With our shock leader, oh, it's not as good as it was before, but it's still pretty decent. Not even casualties, we took a little bit more, but we did have to attack them. I'd like to take that, but at the same time, now is not the time yet. Oh, actually we just won 2 battles against them. Wait a minute, I won 1 battle, 1-on-1. Then... Hold on, where did they win that battle? I'm guessing it's somewhere in... Bohemia, because that... Or maybe they beat them in somewhere in Poland, that's also a possibility. Anyway, there's 2 battles that have been won now. Or 3 battles in total, so that's good. So the enemy has lost a fair bit of manpower with that. Although they probably still have much more than I do. Or our side has. Although, let's have a look. War enemies. They got a decent bit of manpower. What about allies? Actually, our side does have more manpower, since I have about the same as Poland right now, or Lithuania, either one of them. Of course, I do have mercenaries. They do not yet have them. I'll take the army tradition for 40 ducats. That does require another loan, of course, but sacrifices need to be made. Right, let me actually go to Kaunas. While in DC's Königsberg. Oh Oh, there's 11,000 Polish troops there. Okay, Königsberg has been won. Oh, are they? They're going to there. Can we catch them? We might be able to. Yeah, they're trying to run away. They do have woods, and they probably have the... Well, we didn't take the river crossing because we have good maneuver on this general. Ooh, I'm going to take the money this time. For sure. I could send you to take over the siege while you go and defeat that army. Shuffle the troops around a little bit. We will take some attrition there, but not too much. And we can keep on the pressure on the siege. We're a bit smaller army. Ooh, they've got 20,000 men here. Now we may need to get that siege done quickly before we start fighting that army. It's a bit too strong otherwise. I'm going to repay one loan. They got 30,000 men here in the south and another 23,000 there. Okay, so they got over 50. Ooh, they got over 60,000 men. Now we technically do have more, but we are divided in two fronts here, which does favor them a bit more than us. Oh, they're sieging down. Oh, I see. So that's where their armies are. There's some over here, some over there, and some in Lübeck. Oh, well, if we can get Karnas, there we go. I can combine my armies and go after that army. Scottish Civil War, oh my. I will take the admin points. Even if that means a bit more inflation, but we are reducing the inflation a fair bit. Now the question is, can we catch that army before it runs away? I certainly hope we can. Disease outbreak, excellent. Just what they needed. And since we'll get the defensive bonus from that, they do have 4 shock generals, so it's not going to be as overwhelming for us, but it's the Lithuanians, they have less tactics than we do. We got good morale and discipline. So this is going to be a victory, not a stack wipe most likely, but a nice victory nonetheless. Let's move back to Letgalen. And try to go over here, start sieging down more of the forts here. Just so that us allies can actually start acting a bit more. Although that army, not sure where it's heading. Let's head to Mittal. If they're going to Letgalen, we can beat down the Polish army here. The 14,000 Lithuanian army here, and going to Brandenburg. Do they still have the... Yeah, they still have the 11,000 in Lübeck, but that's not going to be a problem for the most part, I don't think. We could go and start sieging down... Can we actually get to the Warsaw? We might be able to. Yeah, I mean, our forts over here in the north, even if they start sieging, they will last for a while. Although... 17,000 men. They don't have a huge strength on their army, so how about... Can I go... Ooh, I can get to their capital. I'm going to build some pressure in here. To maybe convince it also... Oh, right, that's a state, not a state, so we cannot make that into the defensive edict territory, which is a bit unfortunate, but understandable. Okay, they got a decent bit of troops down here as well. But our side is now amassing troops on the Polish lands. Get doing on that siege. They still got the 10,000 men over there. Ooh, they actually have a lot of troops in the west now. Which means that they don't probably have any reinforcement for that army. So even when I'm ready, I can go in and just beat them down repeatedly. Now with the spy network, we are actually doing a decent progress here in the siege. We do have the advisor bringing in the stuff there. I'd like to go to help the little dish Martian, but I don't want to leave the siege. So I'm just going to stand here. Now, of course, if I was attacked, I would send in my troops to help, but right now, dish Martian is acceptable casualties. Okay, disease outbreak is a bit less than ideal. If we can get a block siege down, that's gonna help protect this area a fair bit. And then taking Warsaw is gonna be very good. Let me actually... no, never mind. Okay, we might lose the siege of Luki. We're doing fairly well over there, so they're probably going to go to Letgallen next. But these two sieges are doing rather well. And Poznan is being sieged down. Well, I'd like to take a lot of land from Poland and Lithuania both. I don't think I can take as much as I'd like. We're gonna have to be careful. Okay, they've got a lot of armies in the north now. Fort Maintenance... ooh, I'm gonna lose devotion. And... I will actually take the cavalry combat ability. That means that we get the cost for both infantry and cavalry down as well. Which should mean a bit less in upkeep. Oh, our heir has died. Right, let's see. Latvian, Tuscan. Or local noble. Polish. We'll take that one. Ooh, that's actually not bad. That's going to be Seatham. Okay, Warsaw has fallen. Excellent. And is block currently falling as well? Yep. Double sieges. Now let's go beat down the siege in Riga. Now they might win that siege. But if we get there quickly enough, there's not going to be a huge garrison remaining there, so that's good. We need some loans there. I mean, this is going to be a bloody war again, as expected. But we can beat down that army, then we can go beat down that army. They did win that siege, unfortunately. Lost a little bit of manpower, which is not great, but we stack wiped the enemy here. So that's alright. And we can attach to the banner. Here's Letgallen. We still have 27,000, so even though they might be able to bring in a bit more than what we have. Alright, let's actually detach this army. You're gonna go to Luki. I wonder if I can... you go in there. It's gonna be woods. Oh, no, you're actually not going anywhere right now. Well, actually... I can gain a little bit of influence. I'm going to go beat down that Lithuanian army. Proper stack wipe incoming. Oh yeah. Right, the enemy is starting to lose a lot of manpower, and Poland is starting to be rather sieged down. Right, let's have a look. Could we get a peace deal with them? I'd actually like to give Bohemia a province for their help. And then I'd like to take the rest of this. Maybe take that one. Maybe I can take Vesna and... oh, I could take Vesna. I will take Block as well, that's a fort. Although, do I need the fort there? Not necessarily. I can probably take out that fort eventually. That would be a nice aesthetic borderline actually, along the river there. And then if we take a bit of cash, they will of course not accept this yet. But I think we can get there eventually. I could even take one more province over here, for example. That would be a full 100. That would be a fair bit of overextension, but not a coalition, oddly enough. Which I'm totally okay with. Now we just need to get the 100% peace deal with them, which is going to take a while. But the enemy forces are down to 45,000. And our allies over here have a decent bit of land, which they are sieging for us. Right, we're doing a pretty decent job here. I mean, we'll have to siege both of these down. We're losing a fair bit of manpower sieging here. But the fact that there's not much of a garrison there is going to help us significantly. But unfortunately we are out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, bye bye.